Hello, so welcome back to Chaos Farm. Today we're doing something a little bit different with these ladies here and also Nathan. Nathan is
Hello.
Here on the farm, and we're going to try, as I say try, and kind of work with your fear, aren't we, a little bit? So just give us a bit of an idea about your fear.
I have a fear of birds. Simple as it is. From the age of, well, about 4, my cousin used to have cockatiels and she used to let them out. And they used to come after me. So since then I've been scared stiff of birds. They fly, come at you, it's like, "Ugh!" So the ducks seem cute. I might be able to cope with the ducks.
So what we're going to do is, because the ducks, they're more scared of, all the chickens are more scared of us than anything. The turkeys are a little bit different. They're a little bit grumpy at the moment, so we're not going to take Nathan over the turkeys. But we're going to just do some gentle exposure with the ducks, because the ducks are lovely, aren't you, ducky lady? So they're all around the door at the minute, but when we open the door, they usually just go back. So what we're going to do is we're going to get Nathan in with the ducks. We're going to actually clean them out. We're going to check for eggs. You will see at the moment, because all the rain that we've had, that little pond area, they are absolutely disgusting, ducks are. They make such a big mess. So you can see that there's kind of half at the front that's kind of quite dry and grassy, and the half at the back that's just, well, a quagmire really. So what we're probably going to do is we're going to move the house as well. So we're going to move the house from the back to the front, so they've got some dry footing. We'll clean it out, give them a bit of extra water, because you can see within their water trough, it's absolutely disgusting. They've just kind of paddled in it, and potentially empty their pond as well. Although, because we'll do more rain later, I think we might not empty the pond, because it'll just flood the house. Their enclosure. But what we need to do with all of the chickens is we actually need to move them onto dry grass. But today there's only Nathan and myself, so it'll be a job for tomorrow, when we've got a few more people here on the group that can actually kind of give us a hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to invite you into the duck's house. Hey, ducky ladies. So just come in as you're comfortable, Nathan, all right?
What do you want me to bring in? Do you want me to bring in?
If we just bring in the food, so the yellow bucket and the spade for the minute. Hey, duckies, go back, girls. So these are the white ones, are miniature appleyard ducks, and the two kind of browny and fawny kind of colours are Khaki Campbell ducks. And the miniature appleyard duck, so the one that you're looking at, we've had her for roughly 7 years now. So this is Gertrude with a black beak, and the one with the orange beak is Violet duck, and then the one at the back, the little brown and white one with the very bright orange feet and orange beak, that is Jemima. And Jemima, she's actually lost it now, but she did start to transition to a male. So when there is lots and lots of females within a duck kind of, I don't know what you call them, duck colony or flock, then they actually outwardly display as a male. So Jemima had a lot darker feathers, so as you can see some of them on her head, they just look a little bit kind of almost scabby like. Right on her head, they kind of went a bit, this one back at the back. Hey Jemima. She went a bit kind of greeny grey on her head, and she actually got the tail feathers that kind of curl up, which is male tail feathers, so she was displaying as a male, even though she is actually a female. Go duckies! And then we've got Khaki is the darker one, and Campbell is the lighter one. Very basic names to help us remember the breed, Khaki Campbell. So what we're going to do is, I can see, oh lovely, the ducks have actually laid an egg. One of, hey ladies. And because ducks, they love the kind of the wet, the mud. I probably should have got gloves for this part. They've laid an egg right down here. I don't know if you can see it. So that is one egg. I'll see if I can just dry it off a minute. Ugh. Right in all the muddy water. So that is one egg. That is one from the Khaki Campbells. And I can tell that because it's a little bit lighter in colour. We'll just see if it doesn't roll away. Hey ladies. So in here, it's actually got really wet, so this is why we're going to change it. But if you look in here, there's 4 more eggs. I don't know if you can see in here, but I'll bring them out. There we go, so these are Khaki Campbell duck eggs. I was kind of hoping that we might have another one to show you, but I don't think. No. So the ducks, they make lovely, lovely little nests, and the Khaki Campbells, they are from Nick, actually, from the Creature Feature. So we've only got the 2, but they lay these lovely, lovely big eggs, and they're really, obviously, lovely and creamy. But our miniature appleyard ducks, they lay beautiful, like duck blue or green eggs, and they are like really, really beautiful. So all of these eggs, even the one that was in the mud, we will actually use. Duck eggs are brilliant for like cakes and things. I'm just checking in, you okay?
That's fine, yeah.
I'm just checking in with Nathan because all the ducks have gone right the way around him at the minute. All right, ladies. So what we'll do is we'll clean this one out. So because you've got the gloves on, Nate, do you want to get the spade and literally just loop it out in there? Most of it's clean, it's just a bit damp. And what I will do is I'll fill up the food. So the ducks have got a mix of corn and layers pellets. Hey girls. I don't know if you will you eat it? Look at ducks. I probably won't have it out of my hand, but they'll eat it straight out of here. When they start eating, they filter it through. Hey ladies.
Can we put fresh hay in that?
Yeah, we'll put fresh straw in. I just love hearing them. Whack, whack. There you go, girls. Yeah, the spring has gone in it, but they the ducks, because they're taller, they actually eat in here and then they move it. So when they knock it, it turns around and it lets more out. So there's usually a spring, but somewhere along the way the ducks have lost that one. So we pop it in there, and the reason we put it in underneath is because the pellets, they actually go all soggy and stodgy. So if they're outside, they just go really nasty, really nasty. So pop this one over here. What we'll do, Nath, is we'll move the house. We'll probably just bring the house up this side, I think. Oh, I'll open the door so you can just pop it outside for a minute. I have to say I'm impressed, you're doing well. So what we'll do is we'll literally, because you can see all of these little like roughy tufty bits, all these holy bits, this is where the ducks have kind of put their beaks in. So like here, all of these rough bits, this is where the ducks have put their beaks in to try and kind of find the worms. So they put it in and do that and they filter it. They've got tiny, tiny little, not teeth, but it looks like teeth. So what we'll do is we'll just move this onto the dry ground. It's not very heavy, it's just a bit awkward. That's it, I'll stick it just there. Oh, the little... There we go. So again, we'll just make sure the top door is open. We'll put some straw in there so it's all then cleaned and fresh and nice for the ducks to go in. So if you want to just grab kind of a handful, you can pop that in. And you can see now what they do. So anywhere that's kind of damp, they put their beak in and they filter around. I don't know if you can hear them, but they love doing it. Then they've got some nice dry straw in there.
Is that enough, or do you want more in there?
Maybe a bit more, I think. What they do is they just make a little nest back in the corner, so just kind of back here, and they will then lay their eggs in there. And yeah, each day we come and we take the eggs. We say thank you, ladies. I find the ducks, they're so dirty, but they're so
Cute.
yeah, well, I don't know. There's just something about them, and they're just so happy going through the mud all the time.
Look, the pigs are the birds, aren't they?
They kind of are, yeah. But yet they're not dirty. I mean, they're quite clean. Despite everything in kind of that half of the pen being really dirty, they're actually remarkably clean. So because the ducks are dirty, we just have to check the water each day. And what they do, they love to filter through, and then they bring it into here. So when they bring it into here, it clogs up with all this dirt. So they've got about that much kind of water left. So if you can get your aim in.
Do you want to lift it and you just...
Oh, you can do. So this is the benefit of having a weightlifter or bodybuilder. I normally have to kind of pour it from the big end in because I can't lift it that high. So what we should see is the water will start to just kind of come up here now, somewhere. So it's about here. And ideally we want to fill it up. It's a little bit boring, I'm afraid, but this is part of the farm. So each day we check the food, we check the water, we check for eggs. We just check and kind of have a little look at all the fowl, so chickens, ducks, quails, turkeys, just make sure that they're looking healthy in themselves. All of these girls are looking quite happy. They've got bright eyes, they're kind of chattering away, doing normal duck stuff, really. Coming around my feet, going straight for their food. I mean, if we had moved the house and they didn't do anything at all, then we'd kind of know that they're not very well in one way or another. Hey girls. But you can see they're quite happy, trundling around doing their thing. So it's here now. What we might do is we might not use it all because we'll check those chickens as well and then kind of go to the next chicks. So what we're going to do is back, I think it must have been in kind of April, we showed you some chicks, some baby chicks. So we're going to go into parents in a minute and then we'll show you the baby chicks as well. They're not baby chicks anymore. They were, I reckon that'll be enough now. They're now kind of quite a bit older. So we can actually show you the progression. So we now don't have 21, I think we've got 12 now, I think. So we'll come out this way. And I'll let you go out first because I'll close the door and keep the duckies in. See you later, duckies. So you can literally just close them up again. And what we want to do is all the chickens and ducks and the quails we want to actually have out, and we want to put them kind of in this area of the field down in the bottom corner, just directly opposite us there. So not where the tents are, but kind of this side. And the idea is that we'll actually have kind of individual pens for them, that they'll be safe from kind of foxes, badgers, etc. And actually safe from each other, because if we put these ones, the Polish or Polands and quails in with the turkeys, say, then the turkeys will actually beat them up, and they'll just continually beat them until they're dead. So some of it is actually, it sounds awful, but it's to actually protect them from themselves. So the ducks and the Polands and the quails, they could all go together, but we don't have a pen that's big enough for them all to go together at the moment, hence why they're quite close. But the idea is that we want to actually get them out so they can be free range. But with avian flu, we've not been able to do that. I think it's kind of quietened down again now. So we're keeping an eye on it, and that is something we want to do. So we will be able to show you that as we progress. So that I keep these eggs, she says, safe before I flick them everywhere. I'm going to just take them off and put them there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on to these chickens here. So these are the Morans. How do you feel about coming in?
Go on, I'll give it a go.
Give it a go?
Yep.
Doing well. So we're just leaving the dirty stuff outside so that we'll come back and we'll get that again. Hey chickens! Hey chicken ducks! So in here we have Chocolate, who is, these are my kids' names by the way. She's got the kind of the brown neck. We've got Vanilla, which is completely black, and we've got Rooster Booster, who is the rooster. So why they named them that, I do not know, but the chickens don't seem to worry too much. I think they're more concerned that they have their food and everything. Hey girls! So this is a trio, and they are Moran Chicken. So we're going to do exactly the same in here. Oops, I'll give you that one. We'll check for the eggs. So these ones, you might actually be able to see the eggs in here. So they lay really, really beautiful kind of brown eggs. Hopefully. Yay, there's a couple in there. But you can see it's all kind of, the straw's all been flattened down quite a lot. So it's not actually as warm and kind of comfortable as it could be, really. So do you want to grab the eggs, Nath? So we've got quite a lot of water in there, so they're fine for water. Beautiful. Look at them. So there we go. I don't know why that one's got all marked on, but they're beautiful, beautiful eggs. Little freckles, and I mean, they're lovely. And these are proper chicken size eggs. So the ones that are kind of, the Polands, they lay little tiny weeny ones. And the other bantams up kind of the other side there, they lay quite small ones as well. But these are kind of proper chicken size eggs. And Rooster Booster, so far, talking in terms of breeding eggs and breeding chickens rather, he's got a 100% success rate. So the little ones that you can see this side, which are in another pen, these are the chicks that were, that obviously now are not chicks, they're quite a bit bigger. So these are the ones from April. And I think we've got 4 roosters in there. We've definitely got 2, and they're starting to crow. So in the morning they go, ah, 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 ah. They can't quite crow properly. So whereas Rooster Booster crows lovely, you all right, Nath? Yep. Then yeah, the chicks don't quite get there. So you can see one of the chickens is already starting to stick a head in the bowl. They're saying, "Oh, where's our food?" What I'll just do is I'll put a little bit just at the top of the stairs here.
Do those baby chicks recognise them as the parents?
No. No. So the chicks wouldn't have ever seen them as a well, the chicks basically, they were eggs when they were taken away from these guys, and we put them in the incubator because if you hatch, or if you hatch the chicks with the rooster can kill them. It doesn't always happen, but we've had it a couple of times that we've got the dates wrong with the chickens, and we've left the eggs in there and they've hatched. So we wanted to see if the bantams would actually hatch them, and the bantams are brilliant. They're really, really good mums. But the rooster he was awful, and we had 4 chicks that he killed, and literally they were hatched overnight. Before we could get to them in the morning, he'd killed them. And we know it was him because we went to get them out and he started attacking them. So we've had that done twice. It was all at the same time actually. And now we take all the eggs away and we put them in an incubator because then we actually have a better success rate. Let's go, girls. Come on. Where are you going? Good girl. So we have a better success rate and we know that we can actually hatch them safely. And like I say, he had, a week, the first week of us collecting the eggs, we kind of discarded, and then after we had, I think it was 21 eggs, every single one hatched. So he's very fertile rooster, Whereas the turkeys over here, we've had 3 lots of eggs from them and kind of 30 in a batch. Not one has hatched, not one. So whether turkeys are less fertile than the rooster or what, I don't know. Here you go, look. He goes in, every time we clean out his house, he goes in and he'll go in and he'll just sit down in there. If I'm really quiet, I'll open the door. So if you watch in here, but he likes to go in and he likes to nosy around and see what's been done. Hey, rooster, rooster. But he likes to go in. He doesn't do anything other than just go in and sit down. And I thought, what are you doing? And the other day I opened it and he opened up and twisted his head at me. Just to say, hello, I'm in my bedroom. Hey, rooster, rooster. He's just following around behind. But he's a very handsome rooster, actually. But he is the difference between, we've got lots of chickens, but he's actually a proper chicken because he's full size, opposed to the ones that at the end, which are bantams, which are obviously a lot smaller. So what we'll do is we'll just come over and we'll see these little chicks in here and give them a bit of food, so you can actually see them a bit kind of up close. They're a lot friendlier than the rest of them, purely because they've been kind of hatched by us and kind of grown in that way. But they're not ready to lay eggs yet, so they don't actually lay anything. They'll probably lay in the next few months. Well, hopefully the next 6 weeks, I would hope that April, May, June, July. Oh no, maybe not. They'll be a little bit longer. So what we'll do is we can leave that there. And do you want to come in and hand feed a chicken?
Oh, go on then.
So these guys, these are a lot friendlier. There's one in here that is really, really friendly, so it comes up all the time. There's one that's trying to eat a feather as well. I'm sure that these aren't quite all switched on. I think they're, come back chickies. Come back chicks. Come on. Come on. So you can see there's this one here that's got a feather, that's a rooster. This one's a rooster. And the way that we can tell is they're wattled, so they're skinny bit, at the top of the head and underneath. So these 3 are roosters. And they're a lot redder than this one that's just in front of me here. So this one that's pink, she's got like a pink heady bit. She's actually a girl. Do you want to have some? So you just need to sit really, really quiet. And they might peck your fingers as well, but it doesn't hurt. But it's quite nice to be able to do this to the chickens because they don't worry about us then. They know that we're actually friendly. So when it comes to actually needing to care for them or give them any medicines, check them over, anything like that, then they're a lot happier. It doesn't stress them as much. Whereas the others, they're okay, they don't mind, but they don't particularly like being as close. So these guys, they're just quite happy to kind of eat out of your hand, and they're walking around and touching us, which it's good because it's in their time. Apart from the staffed rooster that's got the feather in his... Ow, thank you, rooster. So some of them, I'm just trying to find, I think it's this one here. She's actually got this one right here. She's got feathered feet. There's another one as well somewhere. Actually, it's both of these two. This one and that one. So they've actually got feathery legs. So this one's a bit more obvious because it's got yellow legs, or yellowy legs with feathers. And the other's got black legs with feathers. But it's quite good when we're doing it, just to very gently stroke them. You can see some of them aren't quite as happy. This one, she's quite happy. She's not too worried. But it's good because then they're not worried about us, and it's not a completely foreign thing for them. Oh, it's a good rooster. So everything we're doing with them, we're trying to do very, very slowly, So rather than kind of have lots of sudden movements, which could scare them. Yeah, I've still got some left in there, chicks. It's better just to do very gentle movements. There we go. And then this one, to stop it blowing off, it's got these catches and they just have to line up. And this takes me forever to do, so. Done it first time. There we go. There, chickies. So they look like there's just chicken bodies and no heads now. But that's kind of it for today. And I think well done, Nathan, for conquering your fear, or at least attempted to.
It was nice to have them actual feed from your hand. It's like, I've never done that in my life. I've never been too scared. So I can't show my fear on TV. So but yeah, it was really pleasant. Really, really pleasant, yeah.
And you're still here?
Still here.
You've not disappeared?
Not yet, no.
Not yet? It's now getting to the point that it's a little bit much.
No, I'm all right. I'm all right. It's
Okay.
once they start charging at me, that's when you'll see me run.
Yeah, these guys won't. They're quite happy. They're probably more scared of you than you are of them. So
that's it. There's like, you have all these fears and you realise that whatever you're scared of must be more scared of us than we're scared of them. So it's like, you've got to try and tell your brain that, haven't you? So it's like, oh.
Yeah, your brain kicks in and it doesn't seem logical that actually, But I mean, you can see and you've done it.
Yep.
Well done. All
Happy
good.
days.
So there we go. That's it for today. What we'll be doing next week, we'll probably be doing a bit of harvesting. So we've got lots and lots and lots to harvest. So you'll see us kind of digging in and getting some harvesting. We'll give you a little bit more. Oh, they're now fighting because there's two cockerels. And they're fighting over the feather again. I don't know what it is with the feather. But we'll give you a little bit more background on the food banks and the food larders, community food larders and everything. So we will see you next week, and we'll get Nathan out before they start jumping. See you next week.